But you got to remember this. This is where Christians don't even know the context of Deuteronomy 18. They don't know the context of Deuteronomy 18. And I did a session on this about a month ago. Learn why God is sending him a prophet. They begged Moses, just his voice is too glorious and majestic, and it's causing us fear and terror. You speak to us. We don't need to hear from him. They didn't even see the form. Just his voice struck them down with fear. So God said, okay, Moses, you come up here. I'll tell you what to tell them. Now we're going to go to the context. Exodus 19:9-25. Yahweh said to Moses, behold, I will come to you in a thick cloud so that the people may hear when I speak with you and may also believe in you forever. Let's see. What you want, Leroy?
Oh, sorry, bro. I'm just trying to get no delay.
The who?
I'm trying to get no delay. I didn't actually mean to go backstage. I'm sorry, brother.
I don't know what you mean, no delay.
Whenever you're on YouTube, there's a couple second delay to your speech.
Brother, just stay there and wait for the delay, bro. It's all right. Go back there.
Sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
You're a good man. God bless you, brother. Okay, so here, watch. I will speak to you, and they will hear. I will speak to them. Yahweh also said to Moses, go to the people and set them apart as holy today, and tomorrow let them wash their garments. Let them be ready for the third day. Notice third day. He comes down third day. He was raised on the third day. For on the third day, Yahweh will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. You shall set boundaries for the people all around, saying, beware that you do not go up on the mountain or touch the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely be put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or surely shot through. Whether beast or man, he shall not live. When the ram's horn sounds a long blast, they shall come up to the mountain. So Moses went down from the mountain, the people set the people apart as holy. They washed their garments, and he said to the people, be ready for the third day. Do not go near a woman. Be sexually pure. So it happened on the third day, when it was morning, that there were thunders. So they saw a cloud, saw thunder, saw and heard lightning flashes. The cloud upon the mountain, a very loud trumpet sound. So all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God. And they stood at the foot of the mountain. Now watch. Now Mount Sinai was all in smoke because Yahweh descended upon it in fire. So they're seeing smoke, fire, seeing thunder, hearing thunder, lightning flashes. And its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace. And the whole mountain trembled violently. And the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder. Then Moses spoke, and God answered him with thunder. And Yahweh came down on Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain, and Yahweh called Moses to the top of the mountain. Moses went up. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, go down, warn the people, lest they break through to Yahweh to see, and many of them perish. Also, let the priests who come near to Yahweh set themselves apart as holy, lest Yahweh break out against them. And Moses said to Yahweh, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, set bounds about the mountain, set it apart as holy. Then Yahweh said to him, go down and come up again, you and Aaron with you, but do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to Yahweh, lest he break out against them. So Moses went down to the people and told them. Now this is the context. Okay. God is now going to speak audibly. They're going to hear his voice. And this is where he issues the 10 commandments. Okay. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me it didn't work. All right. It's not working. I got to find another Bible. Let's see again. Can you believe it's not working? Satan attacking. All right. All right, let's go here. Nope, that's here. Okay, now it's working. I don't get it. All right, let's try it again. 18, 15 to 19. Exodus 20, 1, 2, 3. 18 to 23 and Deuteronomy 5. Okay, let's see. All right, now it's working. All right. Watch the context. Then God spoke all these words, saying, now they're hearing, I am Yahweh your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. Okay, watch it. And all the people perceived the thunder and the lightning and flashes, lightning flash, and the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. The people perceived it. They shook and stood at a distance. Then they said to Moses, speak to us yourself, and we will listen, but let not God speak to us, lest we die. That's the context. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18:16. This is according to all that you asked of Yahweh your God in the Horeb on the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahweh my God. Let me not see this great fire no more, or I will die. Do you see what's the connection? You see what the connection is? You guys didn't check out, right? Okay. So then, what does Moses say? And Moses said to the people, do not be afraid, for God has come in order to test you, in order that the fear of him may be with you, so that you may not sin. So the people stood at a distance, but Moses came near the dense gloom where God was. Then Yahweh said to Moses, thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, you yourselves have seen that I have spoken to you from heaven. Now notice, he's not speaking to them audibly. He's not talking to Moses. So he's now going to let Moses speak for him. You shall not make other gods besides me, gods of silver or gold, gods of gold, you shall not make for yourselves. Do you understand what the context is? If you guys don't remember the previous sessions, you remember what now you understand what the context is? They don't want to hear from God because his voice is so glorious, majestic. They are horrified, terrified by his voice, that just his voice makes them want to die. That's how glorious God is. He's not someone to play with. And they haven't even seen his form. So God says, all right, they heard my voice. Now they know I'm real. They see it. Now you're going to speak. Now watch Deuteronomy 5. Again, this is Moses reminding them of when God gave them the 10 commandments, right? I'm not going to read all of it here. Yahweh did not cut this covenant. Yahweh, our God, cut a covenant with us at Horeb. That's Mount Sinai. Yahweh did not cut this covenant with our fathers, but with us, with all of us, those of us alive here today. Yahweh spoke to you face to face at the mountain from the midst of the fire. I was standing between Yahweh and you at that time to declare to you the word of Yahweh, for you were afraid because of the fire and did not go up to the mountain. And now he then repeats the 10 commandments. So remember, this is 40 years later. Moses is about to die. He's reminding them of the instructions 40 years earlier. Okay? So we're going to skip through this. Now watch what he says. Goes through the 10 commandments. These words Yahweh spoke to all your assembly at the mountain from the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the dense gloom, with a great voice. And he added no more. He wrote them on 2 tablets of stone and gave them to me. Now it happened, now watch, that when you heard the voice from the midst of the darkness, while the mountain was burning with fire, you came near to me, all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and you said, behold, Yahweh our God has shown us his glory and his greatness. We have heard his voice from the midst of the fire. We have seen today that God speaks with man, yet he lives. Watch. So now then, why should we die? We can't handle it. More of this, we're going to die. For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of Yahweh our God any longer, then we will die. Okay, we get it. We can't handle it. It scares the hell out of us. For who is there of all flesh who has heard the voice of the living God speaking from the midst of the fire, as we have and lived? As for you, go near, you, and hear all that Yahweh our God says. Then speak to us all that Yahweh our God speaks to you, and we will hear and do it. Now watch. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words when you spoke to me. And Yahweh said to me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people, which they have spoken to you. They have done well in all that they have spoken. I'm glad. Now they learn to fear me and not mess with me and not tempt me. Because if my voice can strike terror in their hearts, imagine what will happen to them if they see me in visible form. Now they learn I'm real, not to be messed with. Oh, that they had such a heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments. all the days, that it may be well with them and with their sons forever. Go say to them, return to your tents. But as for you, stand here by me, that I may speak to you all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which you shall teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess. So now God says, all right, Moses will now speak to you. You won't hear my voice anymore. So you shall be careful to do as Yahweh your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right or to the left. In all the way which Yahweh your God has commanded you, you shall walk, that you may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which you will possess. Now, did you understand what this is all about? You understand what this is all about? Do you now understand the concept of Deuteronomy 18? Now let's go back. And let's go right here. Now let's see if you figured it out. Yahweh your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your brothers. You shall listen to him. Why? This is according to all that you asked. You wanted this. You don't want God to speak to you. You wanted me to speak to you. But now Moses is going to die. And then, hold on, Rex. Let's see if you're real. Moses is going to die, people. Watch here. He's going to die. Then what? Moses, if you die, what now? Will God speak to us? We can't handle it. Or is he going to leave us without instruction? No, don't worry about it. God is now telling you, after I die, there's going to be a prophet like me who's going to do for you what I've done for you. He will speak to God. God will speak to him, and he will tell you what God demands of you. So don't be afraid. God won't speak to you audibly anymore, but rest assured, he will continue to raise up a prophet like me to continue to speak to you through that prophet. This is the context. You understand the context now? Because if you understand the context, not only is it not about Muhammad, it's not even about a future prophet that comes 2,000 or 1,500 years later. It's God's promise that he'll continue to send prophet after prophet after prophet, culminating in Jesus. You understand how this cannot be Muhammad? If you read context, this is according to all that you asked of Yahweh your God in Horeb on the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahweh my God. Let me not see this great fire anymore, or I will die. Now he said to me, they have spoken well. So guess what I'm going to do? I'll raise up a prophet from among their brothers like you, and I'll put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him. And it will be that whoever will not listen to my words, which he shall speak in my name, I myself require it of him. You see? The only condition is that the prophet will be from among them, among their brothers. He doesn't have to be a Levite. He can be from Dan. He can be from Judah. He can be from Asher. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is he's an Israelite sent to Israel to talk to Israel. You understand what that means? It is about the office of prophet, a prophetic office, that after Moses' death, God will continue to send a prophet to them to speak to them because they don't want God to show up. So prophet after prophet after prophet came until Christ, who now is the consummation of it. So even the context shows you this prophet can't be an Arab, dude. It's talking to Israel. God is promising Israel. Don't be afraid. After Moses is dead, that you will still have a prophet being raised from your midst to talk to you directly for me. And the next prophet in line was Joshua.